president's legal team is going to come up with evidence. And I think.
Look at the comments. You're talking about a completely different case. I understand he has lots of.
I don't give a fuck about the comments, dude. I'm talking to you. I'm not on here for a fucking win or lose, dude. I'm talking to you.
You are not on the same page with me. You are not talking about the case that I'm talking about. The current Supreme Court case that is pending at the Supreme Court.
For the immunity has nothing to do with the New York April 15th Stormy Daniels shit. It has nothing to do with that.
Right, because because you are wrong about the case. That's not the case. Here, I'll read it for you. Let me pull it up here. Okay.
I'm talking about his immunity. I was not talking about the New York case. You've somehow brought up.
I'm talking about the immunity case. You were talking about his libel case, which is a different case.
I'm not talking about his libel case either, dude. Those are fucking easy.
You're talking about Stormy Daniels. That is not his presidential immunity case.
No, I was talking about the Supreme Court immunity case. I was watching a news article where they said that the Supreme Court is going to kick it back down for finding of facts.
Host, do me a solid here. Let's just end the confusion. Search.
Yeah, let's end the confusion.
Search in the search bar, Donald J. Trump versus United States. The case citation is number 23-939.
Just tell me what it's to do with. Is it the immunity case? You're talking about the immunity case.
Correct. But you don't understand what the immunity case is. You're talking about Stormy Daniels. That's the wrong
No,
case.
I do understand. With the January 6th, him trying to send it back to the electors, I do understand it. I just don't know why the fuck you brought up New York. You brought up New York for some reason.
Because it's a New York case. It's out of the New York court. I
don't care. It's sitting at the Supreme Court for his immunity, which will... if he has immunity for these things, the January 6th isn't going to happen, and I don't believe that the documents case is going to happen either.
Okay, I don't. Okay, anyway, so out of the U.S. District Court. Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. So I don't understand why you like the Supreme Court's going to rule on this. We don't know what they're going to rule. I mean, I have my suspicions. You have your suspicions.
We have a pretty good idea considering the makeup of the court.
No, we don't. I don't think so.
Tends to be pretty anti-immunity doctrine, especially Clarence.
I don't think for presidential immunity when acts as president.
Clarence Thomas wrote in a concurring opinion that he doesn't agree that any official should have immunity from criminal.
This is your opinion. This is your own biased opinion, man. I mean, you've been
on the court's opinion.
No, they took the case on. This is not their decision. This has never been challenged ever before in history. Don't try to paint some fucking false picture. That's just a lie.
Brother,
you're making bullshit up.
Zero cases all the time. They take cases that are.
I'm not saying they don't, but this particular immunity case has never been challenged before, ever, since we've been a country. So this is unlike any other country. I mean, any other case in history in this country, and that's just the facts. I think that they're going to rule he has some immunities. Watch some of the legal experts like Alan Dershowitz.
I study this case. I work in this field of immunity.
Okay, well then you're going to look like a fool in the end. I think.
I don't.
Especially since you're.
You can't figure out what case we're talking about. I'm trying to argue.
I know exactly what case you're talking about. Just because I don't feel like looking it up with you. I've been going over this for the last year and a half. Don't tell me I don't know what the fuck case it is. I know exactly he asked for immunity because he has presidential immunity. And that's what he's claiming. That's why they can't charge him with some of these crimes. And that's why these cases are on hold.
Where does he get his immunity from?
He was a president.
No, what power gives him that immunity? Just because you're president doesn't give you immunity.
I think, well, look, man, I think you and I are a difference of opinion with this. I'm happy the court's going to rule on it.
Where does he get his immunity?
Being a president. Being a president. No, he can talk however he wants. I don't care.
Yeah, you don't get powers just by being a president. Where in the Constitution or
that's not true. You're protected by being a president, and you get to do certain actions as a president under presidential immunity, and that's exactly what he's claiming. So, are you trying to say that Donald Trump's not claiming that? Are you trying to say to Donald? Hey, are you just going to echo your same fucking answer?
You're not understanding.
I don't give a fuck. This is my show, not yours. I'll answer however I please,
brother.
So
then you're just arguing in dishonesty.
I'm not arguing in dishonesty. Did the Supreme Court take the case on? I believe they did.
They did. That's correct.
Okay, and you could try to call it how you see it, and I could try to call it how I see it. I think he's going to have immunities.
For
sure. Yeah.
He does have immunities. The question is he immune from?
Okay, well, he wants to interject just because you don't want to hear anybody else's opinion. Let him interject for a second.
Let me just say this. This is, and I know you're a lot younger than I am. I'm in my 60s, but they took on presidential immunity in the early 70s with Watergate. Okay, now I realize it's a different Supreme Court, but this has been dealt with before. And in the Supreme Court rulings during the Watergate case, they were found that Nixon didn't have near the immunity that he thought he did. Now, I am going to agree with the host. I think the president should assume immunity within actions of his official presidential role, but we got to ask the question. When he was dissatisfied with the election results, anything after that, I don't think you could argue was within the realm of his presidential role.
I think January 6th happened when he was out there and rallying people to protest that this was taking place was totally okay. I think he's going to enjoy immunities on January 6th because he was asking the vice president to do something. He didn't do it, but but he had every right to ask him that. So I think he's going to enjoy immunities as far as some of this stuff go. That's why they didn't charge him with insurrection. And I think that you're going to find that the court is actually going to highlight, which is good for the country, what a president enjoys for immunities, what they don't. And it's good. It's being challenged, and it's going to be settled once and final. I mean, it needs to be done.
You're not
Hey,
making
boss
an argument.
man, real quick, I just came up here for a second to say one thing and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
All y'all voting for Biden better hope there's presidential immunity.
That's fine.
If there's not,
he can be charged. I don't
Biden's
care.
going to
That's
be
not my argument.
charged for everything.
That's fine.
Well, there's a difference when you betray the country and you're actually actively involved with some of the things that Trump has accused the Bidens of. So, I mean, if you think about that, there is no immunity for those things. There is presidential immunity, but they're not criminal, like true crimes. You know what I mean? To try to charge a legitimate president of these kind of crimes is outlandish, and you're going to find out. We have patience. You guys don't. That's okay.
Before you
believe
leave, the guy that
elected
just said
officials
that,
are
I'm not
above the
voting for
law?
Biden. Okay.
Someone said we can go to civil war in the comments.
No,
have
no,
fun
no.
with that, with all the guns y'all have and everything.
No, don't go. Yeah, go. You gotta go,
Excuse
man.
my
You gotta
bad.
go.
Y'all have a good
No,
night.
Yeah, you too, man. Sorry, man. We
Host.
can't even. No civil
Host.
war, guys. Stop.
Host, do you believe that public officials are above the law?
No.
Okay.
Hey guys, try not to focus on the comments. Try. Yeah.
I don't know
I couldn't
what
hear
you're
you.
saying. Yeah.
Just turn something in the comments.
So you believe that the Supreme Court is going to highlight where presidential immunity exists and where it doesn't? I agree with that.
Yeah.
What my point is that the court is not going to allow the president, as it did not in Nixon, which when they said a president does not have absolute unqualified presidential privilege of immunity from judicial process.
Sure, but that's what he's gonna come up with the biggest. I mean, think about this. His argument is just to highlight the importance of it, like
it's
him
not.
highlighting. Yes, it most definitely is. He's gonna try to challenge it as far as he can.
I am reading you
Yeah, go ahead.
Trump's brief. He is arguing for criminal immunity. He is not asking them to
know.
highlight where immunity exists. And I'm reading it from Trump's brief. I'm not trying
I
to...
get it. I get it, man. You're fucking black and white. You just read it how it is. You don't have any input. You're a fucking robot. I got you, man.
I don't understand. Are you just not interested in...
I know you don't understand. I
the
clearly
law?
understand that you do not understand, sir. I clearly understand that.
I don't...
Therapeutic. May I suggest something?
Yeah, what can you do?
Okay. If you're gonna, I've been on this live before and I've had to learn how to adjust to this live. You need to throw logic out the window and put on a tin hat. That's the only way it's
Exactly.
gonna work in here.
Okay,
Exactly.
well,
Because I tried to be you when I first come in. It's not gonna work. You're gonna
I-
get shut
Yeah.
down.
I am currently undergoing... I'm right now, I'm in law school. I'm about to be done. I've operated my whole life, and my career works in logic. I'm not going to throw it out just because someone doesn't understand.
I get that. But it's just live.
Okay, so
It ain't
fucking
gonna
leave
work.
then, bro. I don't give a fuck, dude. I mean, there's things that are going to be thrown out the window as we speak. You don't understand some of the hurdles that the Trump team has overcome and proven already. I mean, in court just the other day that they didn't scan ballots in Georgia, and Harrison Floyd's going to testify before Congress. I mean, if you want to say that's not logic, you go ahead and say that, man. I mean,
Well, he can plead in court, but I mean, the court has to find, like, he has to.
No,
find
in court in Georgia, because the courts didn't take this on, this was never presented, but in the court in Georgia recently, on 1/19/23, the state versus Floyd, they fucking said in courtroom, they did not scan the ballots. They did not fucking do the signature test. They
Therapeutic.
did it in open court.
I support you and I agree with you and I hope you have a great career. But the MAGAs are sensitive right now and they're touchy on
Well,
facts
look,
and
We're
evidence.
sensitive. We're letting you call us maggots. I mean, I have you
I
in
didn't
here
say
right now.
MAGA, I
Call
said
me
MAGA. I said
DJ,
MAGA.
I'm not going to say.
No. What I'm
I
saying
didn't
is,
say MAGA.
I didn't mute. I'm not muting you guys or anything, but we're sensitive.
DJ, I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that all Trump supporters are stupid. I'm not going to do that. They're not. The host might be. I don't think.
I don't
you
think the
understand
host-
immediately.
I've
I mean,
never
like,
said
DJ,
that.
you're in here, sorry, you're in here, like, putting this
That's
down,
fine.
like, and I know, but
That's
listen,
totally
we're still
fine.
letting you up.
But
What about
but
you
all
speak your
Trump.
opinion?
all
It doesn't matter. I like to expose. Just think about this. This therapeutic guy is in law school, and he's going to make a good career for himself. But it shows you who he is as a person already. I mean, I like to expose these people.
Absolutely.
Kat, I like to host
Absolutely.
live. That's why I've
I mean,
toned down
host,
my rhetoric because
you
I
are
know what the
unwilling
host-
to engage
Hold on,
in a
Kat,
conversation.
No, I'm engaging right now. I'm putting something on for you to listen to understand facts, son.
Kat,
You are,
Okay.
you are
Hold on,
unwilling
Therapeutic,
to
I'm
engage with a
responding to
legal.
No, you're unwilling to understand arguments. You just don't understand any other argument than what you think is going to happen.
No,
That's
can
all.
I
I
offer?
read it 'cause I like
You
it.
can't
I offer an
where
alternative
presidential
perspective?
power is derived from, and that's
Sure, but I'm gonna pull something up for this guy
It's
because
in
he
the
doesn't know what he's talking
Constitution,
about.
and you should know that because you're conservative and you believe the Constitution is important.
No, let's bring something
You should know
up.
where the
The
presidential
state. I'm gonna put this on for you. Okay,
Okay.
you want facts. You're going to law school. Okay, you want stuff that's happening in court, right? You want truth. You want all this stuff that you say you want. Okay, why don't you accept the truth then? I'll put something on for you. It's only a minute and 25 seconds.
Therapeutic.
Okay.
Get some aluminum foil, put it on your head, or find a different life. That's what I had to do.
It's
No,
fine.
I think
I'm fine.
I'll replace
I'm
you with
fine.
somebody else because DJ, you're.
It's not about convincing the host. It's about showing that he is unwilling to engage in a legal discussion.
So look, I'm trying to fucking put a court fucking case on for you to
Okay.
understand something.
Go ahead, put it on.
Okay, this is an
I'll tell you
open
what I
court. Open court, okay? This was
Well,
just
it's
on
not a-
119,
It's not open
119,
court. It's
24.
a motions hearing, so it's not open court. But yes,
Okay, well, go ahead. What do you think about it? It's in court, right?
okay.
Here
Yeah,
goes.
go ahead, play it.
Yeah, Your Honor, the Blue Crest sorting and signature verification machine would take the ballot envelope and scan it and create an image of it. Image appears on screen with a signature exemplar, and the two are compared that way.
Okay.
So my understanding is now the Blue Crest sorting and signature verification machine was not working or
No, we didn't use it.
They did not use that.
not using.
So for the item you're requesting to obtain for the scans of all the outer envelopes, they would have to rescan those again is what we're hearing.
Well, it sounds like they were never scanned to begin with, and so I don't know, unless
So
they were scanned, I want the scanned version.
Right.
That they had on that day.
So are there any documents in the county's possession of these items having already been scanned?
Not that I'm aware of, but I can check at headquarters and see if they do have it.
Okay, so the difference here is not so much that there's a total new rescanning, it's what was scanned and is still in your possession from that date.
Well,
Are we making the distinction here?
Nothing was scanned, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're absolutely clear. We're talking about the outer return envelopes in November 2020. Okay, so
That's in a criminal case. This is in a criminal case. That this is not election. This is not about the election. But they subpoenaed documents, okay, due to these ballots.
Well, they didn't.
And
They submitted discovery requests.
That's fine. But they asked for these. But that's the problem with you guys. You guys get stuck on stuff like that. So
It's law. It's not getting stuck on it. It's law.
But they requested these ballots. And they admitted in open court they didn't even scan these or signature verification on these ballots at all.
Well,
so
no,
it's problematic.
They didn't scan the envelopes that they were. the signed envelopes, which is, I'm not saying that's not wrong, but
No, you're clearly trying to say that. You're like, oh, you used the wrong term. I'm going to law school, and
Well, it's
you're talking to an uneducated Trump supporter, and you're like, oh, I got one. I dunked on you. That's like Michael Jordan trying to say he dunked on fucking like a kindergartner, bro.
Well, it's like saying
come
a
on,
murder
let's be
trial
real.
that someone killed someone versus someone
Unalived.
Oh, sorry, apologies. Someone unalive someone versus they substantially.
But you're the one going to law school, man. You should be able to, if you're dealing with a client, let's say, if you're going to go to law school and you're dealing with a client, I'm the client. I'm trying to understand things, right?
Okay.
You're instead of trying to understand, I'm trying to give you my scope on what I see happening here. And obviously these cases didn't get taken on, so the discovery process to even get this far into it didn't even take place. But in this criminal hearing, we're able to see some of these things. No, hold on. So in these criminal cases, we're able to get a scope of view of some of these things that did and take place, some of these things that we should have seen in the first place.
No, you can't say that the discovery process isn't going on. That's what that motion hearing is about.
I'm talking about the 2020 election. This is a criminal case.
Yeah.
You can't even follow me and you're fucking going to law school? Come on, man. Keep up, bro, please.
You just said that they didn't do discovery in the case and they're at a motion hearing on discovery. I don't understand.
This is a criminal case. I was talking about the election. Just because you can't keep up, bro. I understand. I'm trying to explain it to you. I'm breaking it down. I will get out the crayons if you need it. I will get out the crayons if you need it. Okay? I'm talking about we should have known this back in November, not waiting for this criminal case to take place to be able to discover these things. Do you understand what I'm saying?
So, yes, I do. And your problem with your logic there is you say that we should have had them in November.
That it was logic? That was the problem with it? You can't understand it? I understand that.
You said that they needed to have them in November. The requirement for that is that the state has to request them, which they did not, which is why it's only coming out in discovery. Which is
because they didn't have the case. They didn't have a docketed court case to go forward with to have these things.
They can file them. Trump has shown his ability to file cases.
Okay, but I'm just saying in the 2020 election, this is coming out now. Even though you admit that this is problematic, you're not understanding the fucking facts. You're just using the excuse that the lawyers didn't file these. That's why that didn't happen. No, they were trying to get a docketed. They were trying to get a docketed court case. How the fuck was the Trump team supposed to know that they didn't fucking scan these envelopes? They seen everything else they were filing motions on. So don't be come on, man. I don't want to call names here.
They could file a Rule 36 request for production.
They could have. They didn't. But it's coming out in this criminal case. That's my point. I don't know why they didn't
file a Rule 36 request.
Okay. No, hang on. Just hang on for a second. Let's use a little bit of logic, as you say. Okay. So think about this. You said it's problematic, but because the Trump team didn't have this intuition to know that these ballots weren't scanned. No. So they didn't.
I know to do it.
So they didn't. You don't know. You can't even put two and two together, bro. You can't even keep up the whole fucking conversation. You are all over the place.
Brother,
you can't keep fucking center track.
Certainly his certified attorneys should know how to do it.
Well, maybe there's a reason why. I don't know. I mean, how should they have known that they didn't scan those?
I can tell you why. Because Trump cannot gain a legal team because he refuses to pay them, which is why.
Oh God! It goes. Now, how many teams? How many times has Alina Habba been fired? You guys say she's fired like every week.
How many cases are currently pending against Trump for his not paying?
Rudy got charged with crimes.
It's not a crime.
All Trump's lawyers got charged. What do you mean it's not a? See, that's how fucking center focused you guys are. I said he got charged with crimes. Okay, did he not get charged with crimes?
It's a civil.
I didn't say a civil lawsuit. Hello, 19 fucking RICO indictment. 19 people. That is a crime. Can you keep up, or do you got to stay on one topic? You won't make a good lawyer, bro, at all.
I got a full ride from a top 10 institution.
Yeah, you got a full ride, but you don't have any common sense, bro. That's the problem. I wouldn't hire you. You're highly incompetent from what I can tell.
I'm already hired.
It's like Flynn.
I already have a job.
Flynn.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm saying I don't think you understand what's going on. You can't even keep up from topic to topic. When I said his lawyer, I said Rudy got charged with crimes. You brought up no, that's a civil lawsuit. No, he's one of the 19 indicted in RICO charges, isn't he?
No, I said his cases against his legal teams were civil charge. Keep up, brother.
I'm saying
whether they were-
he was. He said, "What about Rudy?" I said he's charged with crimes. That's
didn't
what I
say
said.
anything about Rudy.
And you said it's a civil lawsuit.
He's a shitty attorney.
No, you got to pay attention to everybody. This guy at the bottom,
Come on, guys.
Max.
Yeah. Can I offer a different opinion?
Well, sure. You might be able to keep on task. This guy that doesn't want to be a lawyer won't be able
There's
to.
a different opinion.
Already
There's a different
hired,
opinion
so
here. There's
I'm
a
all right.
different opinion. Listen, I've worked for trial courts my entire career. It's all I did. I'm retired now. I'm 45,
Awesome.
and I worked for trial courts my entire career. And you know what? They cut deals. And I'll tell you what's
Yep.
happened here. I'll tell you what's happened here is that the Colorado case to keep Trump off the ballot was rejected.
Somebody reported.
You went mute. You went mute.
My bad. Can you hear me?
Sorry.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So the Trump Colorado case was rejected vehemently by the Supreme Court, basically 9-0. There were some basic conflicts in there, but they basically said, Colorado can't keep Trump off a federal election ballot. But I'll
Sure.
tell you what, that was a hog trade, and I'll tell you what's going to happen.
Oh, my
I
God.
I guarantee it. He is not going to get immunity. There is no immunity to be had. No president has.
Then why is Alan Dershowitz saying that they're going to highlight this? I mean,
Dude,
he's been
Alan
right.
Dershowitz,
They're going to
Alan
highlight it, but it
Dershowitz.
doesn't mean that they're going to give him immunity.
Yeah, they're not. They're not.
Okay.
I'm telling you. Listen,
You think he'll? Okay, so you're guys